Our headlines today: 10 more strike dates have been announced by ambulance workers, including February the 6th, which will see the biggest walkout in NHS history.
Good morning. Why are millions of electricity customers seeing their bills rise again? Some users of Economy 7 tariffs see their cost increase by more than £100 since January. I'll be looking at why and how you might be able to beat the rise.
Rishi Sunak apologises for not wearing a seatbelt whilst filming a video. Police say they're looking into it.
Good morning. One of the greatest comebacks ever seen in tennis, but Andy Murray says his 4 a.m. finish at the Australian Open was a farce, even if his marathon second-round win will go down in history.
Schools in England receive government-funded defibrillators from today to help save lives after a campaign by a grieving father.
Today's papers. First up, the image dominating most of the front pages this morning, a triumphant Andy Murray, pictured here in the Daily Mail, celebrating a stunning, unbelievable comeback, another one to win his second-round match in the Australian Open after a gruelling 5 hours and 4 minutes.
Mike with us shortly, actually. He'll talk us through those extraordinary events last night. News that Britain will be sending missiles to Ukraine makes the front of the Times. You can see there the announcement comes as Defence Secretary Ben Wallace urged Germany to send tanks to the country.
No one is above the law, is the Sun's take on actor Alec Baldwin being charged with involuntary manslaughter. The paper carries an image of the actor in the scene from Rust. That was the film he was making when the fatal shooting took place. And we'll have a little conversation about that after and bring more details. We'll be talking to someone from Nashville who knows more about it.
And just looking at one of the most read stories on the BBC News website is a warning from dentists to avoid ordering clear braces or aligners online because they can damage teeth and gums. So look at some of the front pages for you.
We're talking, Hannah's going to be looking at retail, various retailers, some who have won over Christmas. Some have had, like, record numbers over Christmas, surprisingly, and some which haven't done so well. Lots of figures coming out. We've also got ONS figures coming out later today. But I always think that in certain towns, it's more and more rare, you have these department stores that aren't one of the big chains. They're like proper family-owned stores.
Not many remain.
No, and we're going to lose one more. This is a store in Louth in Lincolnshire, which has been run from the same family for generations since 1977, actually. It was bought then by Christopher Sandwith and his son, and the store is one of Britain's oldest. It's closing down after 242 years, and it is simply because of soaring costs. So even Ranshaw has operated from that same site, from the same building, since 1781, and it's outlived House of Fraser and Debenhams, you know, big names in the...
Is it already gone? Is it already shut?
It's closing on March the 4th, I think, is the date it closes, yeah.
There'll be generations of families, obviously,
Yeah.
who've done their shopping there.
Absolutely, yeah. The last day is... Oh, I did have it in front of me. Yeah, Saturday, March the 4th. And its online store is going to shut at the end of this month. And many of the staff have been there since the 80s and 90s. You know, it takes you back to places like Are You Being Served? You know, for those of a certain generation thinking of department stores and all the fun in them.
It'd be worth a visit, I would be thinking.
Yeah, it looks like a lovely place, but it's sad. But I'm sure in Louth they will be celebrating it.
Just a couple of thoughts on this date. It is today. I often look at the birthdays, and today is Buzz Aldrin's birthday.
Oh.
The second man to walk on the moon, who today is 93 years old. So Buzz Aldrin's birthday is today.
Well, time now for a look at what's leading the morning's front pages, kicking off then with the Metro. Level up and away. The Metro reports on criticism of the Prime Minister for travelling to Blackpool in a taxpayer-funded RAF jet there, as you can see. And the Guardian also focuses on levelling up and where the money has gone, as well as reaction to the shock resignation of New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. The Financial Times says central banks are vowing to stay the course on high rates until inflation is tamed. While the Express headline declares that we are winning the inflation battle. And the Mail quotes business leaders calling for tax cuts now that Britain turned a corner. Now, according to the Times, the Chancellor Jeremy Hunt wants to maintain the 5p fuel duty reduction for another year. And the Mirror has an exclusive about a Met police chief and 2 retired officers accused of being in a paedophile ring. The Telegraph reports on NATO allies pressuring Germany to stop stalling on sending tanks to Ukraine. While the Eye says the EU is keen for Sir Keir Starmer to become UK Prime Minister. No one is above the law, says The Sun in its splash on Alec Baldwin being charged over the fatal film set shooting. The Daily Star has a story about a bus driver, Elvis impersonator, aiming for a #1 singer. Oh gosh, I can't believe I just said that. I cannot believe I just did that, but there you go. And if you want to see any of those front pages again or read those stories, then just scan the QR code, which is on your screen right now, and it will take you straight to the press review on the Sky News website.